Hi boys and girls. We are going to work on chapter 14, lesson 7, partitioning shapes today. There are no new vocabulary words on this page, so we're going to jump right in with example 1. It says, Victoria will plant 4 different vegetables in her rectangular garden. If she wants to partition the garden into 4 equal sections, what fraction of the garden's area will be used for each vegetable? Okay, so we know she has 4 different vegetables, and she wants each vegetable to have its own section in her rectangular garden. And she wants each section to be equal. So the first thing they say is draw a rectangle to represent the garden's area. Okay, so we'll draw a rectangle. Simple enough. Second direction. Partition the rectangle into 4 equal sections. Now, we know if we want 4 equal sections, that I'm going to have to draw 3 lines to get 4 equal sections if we're dividing them up and down like that. So, I want to do the best I can. I always tell my class this. I'm not a machine. It's not going to be perfect. They're not going to be exactly equal, but at least try. I can tell if you've tried. So let's look. The first thing I want to do is, I know I need 3 lines. So the first thing I'm going to do is divide this in half. I'm going to divide my rectangle in half as best I can, just eyeballing it. Okay? Now I need to draw 2 more lines to get 4 equal sections. So I'm going to take this as if it's a separate square and divide it in half. And then I'm going to take this one and I'm going to divide it in half as best I can. Now yes, I know they're not perfect, doing the best I can. Now if I see your rectangle, and you know, oh, I need 4 sections, so I have to draw 3 lines, and you do 1, 2, 3. There's 4 sections. That's not 4 equal sections at all. I can tell you didn't try. So at least try to make them even. I know they won't be perfect, and that's okay. All right, so we did that. We partitioned it into 4 equal sections. Explain how you partitioned the rectangle. Well, okay, first, I divided it. I divided the rectangle in half. Right? I divided it in half first. Next, I divided those sections in half. And that's how I ended up with 4 equal sections. A lot of writing, I know. Now, if I look underneath, and I'm going to have to erase this, so just go ahead and write that down. You can rewind this if you need to. First, I divided the rectangle in half. Next, I divided those sections in half. So scrolling down to our, I think this is last question on this page. It says, what unit fraction of the garden's area will be used for each vegetable? You know what a unit fraction is. We did this, as a matter of fact, we did this before you had to stay home. We did it in class together. We know unit fraction always has a 1 in the numerator, always. So let's look. We know that this section then would be 1/4. This section is 1/4, 1/4, and 1/4. 4 representing how many total sections there are. So in this case, 1/4. So say she did carrots. 1/4 of the garden would be carrots, 1/4 would be tomatoes, 1/4 would be lettuce, 1/4 would be peppers. So kind of reaching back there, this is a little bit of review. You remember what unit fractions are. Okay, let's go to the next page. Get the arrow, here we go. All right, let's look at this one. Example 2. Partition a hexagon into 6 equal sections. What fraction of the hexagon's area does each section represent? Again, they're going to want unit fractions. Draw a hexagon. That's probably the hardest part right here, is trying to draw a hexagon. So let me try my best, okay? So let's see. Let's do a hexagon. We know has 6 sides. Let's see. All right. Well, that's not pretty, but it's the best I can do. So here's our hexagon, 6 sides. Let's check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. First, partition the hexagon into 2 equal sections. Okay, we can do that. I'm just going to do it right across. Okay, now we have 2 equal sections. Then partition each section into 3 equal sections. Well, the easiest way to divide the hexagon like this is almost going from vertex to vertex. We talked about those angles a while ago. All right, so what I'm going to do is go like that. Okay, it wasn't perfect. All right, so now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 somewhat equal sections. They're supposed to be equal. All right, now then partition each section into 3 equal sections. We did that. What unit fraction of the hexagon's area does each section represent? We know that then we have, if it's a unit fraction, 1 on the top. How many total parts did we have? 6. So 1/6, 1/6, 1/6, 1/6, 1/6. So down here on the bottom, it's kind of off a little bit. Let me 1/6 would be your final answer there. All right, let's go down to the bottom to that guided practice. Before I set you free on your own here. Guided practice. Partition the circle into 4 equal sections. What unit fraction of the circle's area does each section represent? Well, the easiest way to divide that circle into 4 equal sections is by kind of doing the best you can like this. Okay, I have 4 equal sections, so I know that this section is 1/4, 1/4, 1/4, and 1/4. So each section has an area that is 1/4 of the total area of the circle. All right, so on the next page, what you're going to be working on your own, it says, partition each figure as indicated. Okay, indicated, remember that's that word, we've used it quite a bit this year. Indicated means whatever they tell you. Okay, then write the unit fraction of the figure's area that each equal section represents. So let's look. They want this rectangle in 6 equal sections, right? So if they want 6 equal sections, I know I have to draw 5 lines to get 6 equal sections. These are a little bit harder because it's a little bit harder to try to get them exactly equal. So if I have to do 5 lines, I'm going to do 1 right in the middle, and then 2 on this side, and 2 on this side. Okay, as best I can. I know it's not perfect. And now I know that each section, this is 1 section out of 6 total sections, 1/6, 1/6. So what then on the line, all you have to do is write the unit fraction for it, which is 1/6. So that's how you're going to work through those. So I think you'll do great with these. Unit fractions are really a review. Breaking shapes up into sections like this is kind of a review. So I will let you work on the rest of that by yourself. Bye, boys and girls.